Girl, oh no, baby, I'm mine. Oh no, baby. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I hope you guys have been well. I hope you guys have been feeling blessed to see another day. You know, everything's working out in your highest favor. So even if it's a moment where it's just like, shit, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this. You got this. You got this. And that's on period. Welcome back to another episode of Present Not Perfect. I am your host, Mimi Jeanite. I want to start off this conversation by bringing up the fact that I'm not trying to harp on anybody for being a specific way. I simply understand that there's more to receive out of this life. And because of cognitive dissonance and experience, it's hard to have a conversation with somebody face to face, one on one, especially if they are not open within their heart to hear what I have to say. So from there, it's just like, okay, if I can just go ahead and put it on my own channel and my own platform, and the people that are meant to hear or that resonate find it and they are able to figure out something for themselves or whatever the case may be. But as long as I'm not stuffing it down somebody's throat just to get them to conform, I don't want to do that. But I do understand there's a depth to life, and there's a lot of us out here that we're not even aware there's more. So that's where I come from with this. So even with this conversation today, it's gonna be like, okay, you either hear me or you don't, you either agree or you don't. However, this is my side of the story, this is my opinion, this is what I believe. And you can either share that with me and we can be in agreement, or you can debate that with me and we can find maybe a better solution, or I'll just stick to my shit and you stick to yours. But it doesn't have to be everybody doing the same thing. This is just information. So I hope that helps clear up any type of like distant rhetoric that may come up. So today's convo, I wanted to speak on property. Let's get into it. This has been on my noggin. Like, this has been something that I've just been like, wow, why has it come to this point? And has it come from patriarchy? Like, does it come from tribal vibes? Like, oh, this is mine. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know where its origin comes from, but a lot of people, and I always see it very vividly when it's someone in a relationship. The person that falls into a relationship that feels like they need to control something, that needs to have some type of hold on a person, that person is usually the one to claim that the other person can or cannot leave. And sometimes it's cute. Sometimes it's like, oh, you're mine, babe. Like, shit, yeah, that's my that's my little yeah. That's my boo, that's my thing, that's my husband, even if it's not your husband. Like, sometimes it is cute to go ahead and be possessive of another person. But sometimes it gets to the point where, let's say you have a relationship that falls off and the person decides they want to leave. It is going to be hard because there's going to be all of the memories that come up and the experiences that you wished you would have with them that are going to cycle within your mind. And it's going to make you feel like, wow, I gotta cry. Like, you're gonna have to grieve the relationship, and it's gonna make you want to feel like you want to hold on. But there is an element of holding on and possessing somebody. There's a difference in those two things. So whenever you're in a relationship and it's falling off and the person is just like, no, and they choose to make your life a living hell, that person's off. Something's off in the rocker. Maybe it's like, okay, you're thinking about all of the times that you've spent and invested in this person, and it's like, no, I'm not going out with a fight, which is cool. Like, you can fight for what you want, but there's a way for you to fight for what you want without making it seem like you are trying to control the other person and what they do within their life and what they choose to do for themselves. If the person decides to leave, you should let that person leave, because then whatever they needed for their life or from you, they received it. And if they didn't, then that's on them for wanting to, like, you don't have to be responsible for that. But if you take it upon yourself to continue to hold on to somebody just because of the fact that this is what you wanted, they're not property. They are not property. Unfortunately, we have to be the ones to be strong enough to let go if a person chooses to let go first. And this brings it into like a secure attachment style, because usually the people that have these tendencies that want to go ahead and claim people where it's not the greatest up there. It's not the greatest. There's a lot going on where it's like shit. And I only know how deep it can go because of the fact that I've also been this type of person to feel like, damn. But I've honestly been someone like this. Like I will do my best to fight for the relationship. I will do my best to just make sure that it's not falling out just because of small pieces of disagreement or whatever it could be, like I'm gonna try my best. But like before I knew about people not being property, I would always just be like, yes, you're mine. Like, what is going on? Like, do you not understand what we're doing here? Like, do you not understand that you're mine? Thank God those people were mine. Like, not even that they're bad, but it's just like, you learn as you grow, you learn more about what you want and what you don't want. And thankfully, if I was able to go through a little change of mind, I know it can happen for everyone else. I know that people can come to the conclusion that, okay, if a person chooses to leave, yes, I am okay to fight for the relationship if I feel like there is something to fight for. But if the person continues to choose to want to leave, I have to be okay within myself to let that person go. And this builds you more into the secure attachment style. If you're not secure, you're out of the realm of being healthy regardless. I don't care whether it's anxious, dismissive, fearful. I don't care what it is. You're not whole. Until you become whole, you will honestly just like move in a way where it's damaged, and you're gonna damage other people in the same instance. Now, I'm not gonna say that when I fought for the relationship that I didn't bring some type of toxicity into the relationship, because like I just said, secure would have been like, okay, you want to leave that first time. I wouldn't even fight. Like, okay, this is what you feel like you need to do. Bet. Go ahead and do your shit. I'm gonna be doing mine over here. First time, if somebody tells me that that's what they wanted to do, that's what it should have been. However, there are still some things to work through. Like, we're all human. I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm yelling at myself too. If you feel like I'm yelling, then this is tough love. It's all love, okay? So if it's yelling to you, it's tough, but it's something you still need to hear. Just to clarify, I ain't yelling at you, but if you feel like that, it's for you. So if we are able to bring ourselves more into a secure attachment style, this will evolve us into becoming more whole. But not only whole, I'm not finding the word I'm wanting to use right here, because of the fact that it's like you will not need, it will not be a need for you to either be around someone or to push someone away just to test them or just to see, like, because there's so many different aspects of being that toxic, oh, I'm gonna let you go. Like, because sometimes people they say they're gonna leave, they're gonna deuce out because they want to see how you're gonna react. They want to see how you're gonna react, and this causes them to for themselves, like, oh, if they come fighting for me, then I got them. Still, in a sense, property, because why the fuck would you do that? That is so sick. But we're all sick in a sense, right? We're all sick in a sense. So we need to get out of that. We need to get out of this, like, oh, I'm going to test you, or you are mine, please stay. Like, if people want to leave, let them leave. And it's so cliche. It is so cliche. But if you love something, let it go for real. And if it comes back, then maybe it's meant. I'm not even going to say yes, it is. I'm going to say maybe, because I still feel like there is a sense of people knowing what they have when they have it. It's just that toxic shit that hides their reasoning. That shit hides their reasoning, and it's just like, you got to answer for that. You got to answer for it. And there have been multiple times when I have been in a position where I should have just let it go. But with the notion of, oh, I'm going to fight for what I want, I stayed somewhere I shouldn't have been for a while. And there were like the times when it was just like, okay, it was just so much easier for me to continue moving on. And it's like, as I began learning more about the fact that people aren't property, it got easier for me to let go of people. And like I said, I would still fight for the relationship, but the way that I would cling to the person completely changed over the years. So I can just imagine my next relationship is going to be interesting because of so much that I've learned, so much that I've grown through, so much that I've like had the possibility of experiencing, and now I know, like, and I'm not the same person that I was when I first started becoming accustomed with dating. Like, I started dating at literally 19, like going into college, that's when I started actually being outside like that. I was very sheltered as a child. I was very closed off. Like, there wasn't much that I could do, especially like as I kept growing in high school, like, and that's where I had my friends. Like, I still have my my best friend for years now, since high school. Like, so she's seen the growth within me. She's seen how I've come through all of the bullshit that I've gone through in my life, and I've pursued what I actually want. But I'm going off on a tangent. Thank you. I love you, baby. I love you. Coming from those moments where I was in high school, closed off, and then I go into college and I'm finally understanding more about who I am outside of my family, because that's where I was just like so engulfed in learning more about myself, making sure that, okay, if this is how it is, like, because I've always been the loving girl next door type vibe, so I always try to give the vibes that I want to receive. So I don't think anybody's ever had a real issue with me, but the way that I love is very intense. So it's either you're going to be very intense with me or you're going to feel claustrophobic. And that doesn't always rub me the right way. So I would often learn a lot from my relationships. If I'm moving a certain way and it's like, okay, this isn't working, how can I shift a move just to make it a better move for me moving on? And there's a lot that I learned throughout that process. But, starting at that age, starting at 19, it's been a lot. It's been a lot that I've learned so far. And I'm only getting better, baby. I'm like wine. For real, for real. And if you know, you know. So I'm just really like hopeful that as we continue this journey, we're not gonna constantly want to keep them hostage. If they feel like they need to leave, there's probably something they need to learn outside of you that you won't be able to teach them. They will not receive the lesson from you. And yes, it will hurt, and it's okay to grieve it. It's okay to go through it, go through the motions. I'm not saying secure people, they don't have emotions. They do. They very well know how to regulate all of their emotions, though. And we're going to toggle between our toxicities. We're not always going to be secure because we are human. We make mistakes. We jump off of, and especially if it's the first time something is happening to you, you don't know how you're supposed to react yet until you continue going through it. So I'm very hopeful that we are going to understand that people aren't property. And the fact that we can understand that, we'll know whether a relationship is toxic and whether we want to even go through it. Because who got the time for that? If you want to go, just go. If you want to leave, just leave. What is that? I know that's a song. I don't know whose, but I know it's a song. Wait. That shit said it's Kodak. If you want to leave, just leave. But you ain't got to lie to me. Yo, maybe that's a little channel song for today. Rolling peas. Hold on, let me read this shit real quick. If you want to leave, just leave. But you ain't got to lie to me. There we go. They tried to give me 8. Got me on my knees like, Jesus, please. He don't even believe in Jesus. Why you got a Jesus, please? I don't think that's the actual lyric. I think it's Jesus, peace for that part. Why you got a Jesus piece? If you want to leave, just leave. But you ain't got to lie to me. Even the blonde can see. She ain't going to ride for me. I'm in London, got my beat from London. Hey, that was funny because I definitely thought it was some ballad type song I was thinking of. I'm very hopeful. We're going to get to that point. And the more we're able to just let people be, if they do come back, then, you assess that situation for yourself. You discern how that person is. Have they grown from who you used to know? And do you like who they grew to be? And then you can make your decision from there, because obviously if we're all changing, we're all growing, we're all complex beings. For real, for real. So if we are able to just understand ourselves more, and then understand that we don't own people, and then understand that we can let people be themselves, and then understand that if they desire to be in our lives, there's a reason for that, and then understand that if there's not a desire for them to be in our lives, then there's a reason for that, and we're good. if we can let everybody be who they are and do their own shit and just live their life the way they desire to live their life. Shit. Is that the sun? Shit. I feel like that's what also helps me forgive people a lot easier, because of the fact that shit, I'm not claiming you as something for me. I'm letting you be you. So if there's a moment where it's like, okay, this is who you are, and I don't really much appreciate it, I can stick with it or keep it pushing and forgive you on my way out for my own sake. We're getting there though. We're getting there for sure. There's a lot of people that still have to deal with a lot of that abandonment issue, that abandonment fear, that we have to work on that. That's one of the biggest catalysts for this feeling like we have to cling and hold on to people, because we're just so fearful that they're gonna leave. But people have the right to do that. People have the right to leave. People have the right to leave, guys. If you're a parent, when your child grows and they have to make their way to college and do their own thing, you have to let that happen. They need to leave. They are not your property. They are not your property. Some people are so quick. They are so quick to kick their child out. That's also horrible. How about you ask the person, like, what is it that you got going on? Like, what is your future plan? Especially in that situation where you have a child and they need to go make a plan for themselves for the future that they're trying to implement for themselves. Whatever, right? And especially in that situation, you have to ask that person. Don't just kick them out. I mean, I don't know your situation, so do what you gotta do. Not everybody's family is the same, so it's really hard to speak on people and families, because I can only go based off of my own experience. And sometimes, yes, I will be able to pull from someone else's experience, but I don't know that shit to the core. I know my shit to the core, and my shit is a lot better than a lot of people's out there. So it makes sense for me to ask questions versus being so closed off in my heart and kicking somebody out of my house, especially if it's my child. But that's just me. But in the same sense, it's literally that. It's literally that we have to understand that we are not always in control. So let people just be who they are thinking they want to be, because then when you give them that freedom to be who they want to be, they might realize, yeah, this is exactly what I want, or I don't want this at all. Hold on, I'm messing up. Something's wrong. But if you sabotage something before they even figure that out, you're not going to have anything work out for you. Nothing is going to work out because you treated it like an object instead of something more sacred. Ashe. I think I said my piece. With this one. Like, yeah, guys, we can love on each other, but damn, we ain't gotta be that toxic. And I'm speaking to me too. These are for me as well, because I need to know this. I need to keep reminding myself of this information. And I'm trusting that this information was very enlightening and it reached you and you understood, and everything that was meant for you, you received. I'm trusting that is what happened. So we are here. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode for sure. Go ahead and interact with me in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys want to like hear more of my music, and if you guys want me to start doing lives, if there's anything that I could do for you, if there's anything you can do for me, we can always link, we can always, chat it up. So definitely connect with me in the comment section below or DM me. All my socials are in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. I'm trying to remember all of share, just the whole nine. I really love coming here and just having these chats with you. I made a commitment with myself, and I have discipline enough to go ahead and continue with this every week. So this is really nice for me, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, or even more. Maybe, who knows? I'm just hoping that you like it at least equal to me. At least equal. We can always find ourselves here in a safe space and be able to chat with each other and just expand our minds, let our spirits fly. So I appreciate y'all. You've been watching another episode of Present Not Perfect. I am your host, Mimi Jeanite, and I will catch you guys on the next episode. Love you guys. Bye.